Did you miss me, witches? Yeah, you did. Happy Maven. Happy Halloween. Happy spooky season. I'm sorry I've been gone. I'm sorry. I know. I took like a month off of filming, but it was necessary. It needed it. I needed it. My editor needed it. We needed it. So, but I'm back. Hooray. So, in order to ring in the season, I decided to film this look for you. I hope you dig it.
Can you dig it?
As much as I dug filming it. So this is a very, like, obviously a warrior, Viking type look. So, if you like what you see and you want to know how I created it with very minimal products, this is very easy. It's not that difficult. Keep watching. All right? Hello. All right. So, to get started on our warrior Halloween spookiness, we're going to do this. We're going to start much how we start like a regular makeup with our base and contour and all that jazz, and then we're going to go into the more detailed things the further we go along. And I'm going in with my Born This Way Too Faced 24-Hour Undetectable Super Long Wear Foundation. And it's in the color Swan. It's a little more pale than I am, but that's okay. I mean, I think European white girls back then were pretty freaking pasty and probably malnourished. Maybe. I don't know. Blend until you can't blend no mo. So you guys want to know something funny? I actually have a chin hair now. Right freaking there. So I work in a barber shop, and like guys all day long complain to me or make jokes about how they get like ear hair. Women get hair too. But would I be a real witch if I didn't have a chin hair? You know, this isn't like a glam look. This is definitely not that. So we don't want super full coverage. Know what I'm saying? In the middle of dead winter here in the Pacific Northwest, when we have like no sun whatsoever, it'll be perfect. But I still have some color on me from the summer and just from being outside. We've had some pretty nice weather here. I'm not going to go in with concealer or anything right now just because I don't really need that for what I'm doing. So I'm going to use my Winky Lux powder foundation to just sort of set this so it doesn't move. We're going to be layering a lot of products on here, so I don't want to go like fucking cat hair. I am going to do a scar. And this is a really cool way to kind of beef up your Halloween looks in any way possible. Very simple. You just need like a nude like lip liner or like a, you know, kind of skin tone lip liner. This is the nudist one I have, which is still pretty dark. Rigid Colloidal to make your scar. I think I kind of want to do it and I like that because as I turn my face, you'll be able to really see it. And then from the front, you can't see like all of it, but like you can still definitely see some of it. So I'll still look at least a little fearsome, I think. It'll probably be deeper right there on the cheekbone. Push that into my skin a little bit so it doesn't look super drawn. Now the reason why I'm putting it deeper here, little special effects makeup artist trick for you. Scars typically will be deeper if it's like a slash wound or like a knife wound that you're doing. You have to think of where the bone is. So obviously when someone would strike you in the face, it'd be deeper here because this is where your bone is. This is where the blade would meet you first. So it's going to be deeper here and then probably lighter here and then, you know, deeper there. So you kind of have to think about those things a little bit if you are working on like a film set, right? Rigid collodion, this shit stinks, by the way. It smells terrible. Now you can start to feel it start to like kind of grab and pull at your skin. That's because it tightens the skin. So you just have to give it a few seconds, and you need to let it get a little, at least a little dry in between each coating you do. Now I might want to add another one somewhere. I think I want to add like a little baby one there. Maybe she got like punched in the face by a dude twice her size or something on the battlefield, you know, busted up her lip and it never healed right because, you know, we didn't have stitches and shit back then. So you can start to see how that's turning into a scar. So while that's drying, I'm gonna keep adding more. I'm using Maron Makeup Pro Coloring in Bruise. I'm gonna start doing some business here. The nice thing about getting bruise colors instead of, say, like a pure red is because this, to me, looks a little bit more like a color they would have been able to, like, make back then. You know, they would have found some, like, you know, twigs and berries and probably would have been able to make a red like this. Then I'm going to take my Sephora Pro Pigment Palette Editorial 2.0. You've seen me use this on this channel before. I am taking the color Blood Moon here. So it's not so shiny. You can kind of get it in your hairline too, that's fine. They weren't super clean back then. I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeliner. Actually, no, this is my nice one. Forget I just said that. We're going to take my NYX one. This one looks fresher because it's like starting to scab. So like, if you wanted to, you can make it look like it's scabbing. I'm going to take some of the black. If you put a little bit of makeup right over it like that, it'll kind of attract attention to it and make it more apparent that it's there. Which is why, instead of just keeping my look that I'm doing here up, I'm bringing it down. Now I'm going to take my good one. Face paintbrush. This is the Maron 312F brush. And get a nice scabby looking color. Now I'm going to go in with black because this looks a little purple. The black I'm using is from my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, the eye palette. We're putting this all up in here, which is it's a cool thing about makeup like this. You can still fiddle with it a little bit as you go. This shit's gonna be so hard to clean off my face. Cool, so you see how that like is starting to look more like a fresh scabby wound. Can you imagine what it must have been like back then? Doing your war paint before battle knowing you might die. Do I want to do anything else? Yes, I do. I like how this line is slowly getting wider and wider. So what happened right there? I have nerve damage in my arms from being a barber for 7 years. So my arm kind of involuntarily twitched, and that's why that's there now. So basically what I'm doing right now is matting that scar down. So my hair is on its last leg, quite literally. Let's see here. So it's 3-day-old, meaning I haven't washed it in 3 days. And it's got a hell of a lot of dry shampoo. It's had braids in it, but that's all gonna lend itself to what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take my bangage and we're gonna backcomb that and tease it. I'm kind of just like twisting it like that. See what I'm doing there? And just twist it. Just like that. Give it a little push. We're just going to do a regular braid right here. I am pulling it back though, because if I pull it down, then you'd be able to see parts of the scalp. We do not want that. And I'm just going to snap that right there for just a second. We want our hair to look even worse than it already does. Then I'm going to take that clump right here. I'm going to lift it up. I'm wrapping that braid around that. And I'm pinning it down. So that way we can kind of get away with doing this without a bunch of hair ties. I'm going to let that rest, but I'm going to use hairspray to lock that in place. Or not. Looks like it's staying just fine. That's because it's dirty. Now, I would normally use a much smaller hair tie for that, but I can't find them. So, whatever. Now I'm going to just take some hair rings, and you can just put these kind of wherever. A little bit of attention in that braid there. So you see, guys, you don't have to be like super fancy schmancy with your braids in order to do something neat. You don't have to be super good at makeup in order to do something neat. Now, I have done looks like this with just eyeliner and eyeshadow. I didn't even use like, you know, a professional paint pot or anything. And I'm just kind of adding some finishing touches here. This is the finished look. As you can see. Now, typically I would actually put this behind my back with the strap, but I can't find that hilt. I don't know where it is. Yes, I have swords lying around my house because that's the kind of person I am. All right. So, what do you think? Pretty cool for Halloween. I think you'd probably win a costume competition if you went as someone like this. But that's just me. So. Anyways, I hope you guys like this look. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Happy Maybun, happy spooky season, happy Halloween, happy whatever the hell it is you celebrate, happy fall, happy pumpkin spice latte for all you basic witches. So, Molly? Kitten? How does this look so far? Does it look cool?
Yeah.
Okay. I need validation from outside sources. I haven't filmed in so long.
It's been 84 years.
I have my dry shampoo in here. What are you doing over there? Shut up. I'm gonna braid, and I'm not gonna do a fancy, I'm not gonna do a fancy Dutch braid or anything.